What's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is time for a brand new transfer talk. I did try this live earlier today, and I did try and record it again, and I had the same problems with the audio. It was definitely choppy, but I have fixed it now, people. So we are good to go. So if you hear anything that I did say or choppily said earlier, forgive me, but it's for the context of the full video. And it's about where we sit here on the 2nd of August. Now, I don't do friendly breakdowns. Like I've said previously, for me, they're fitness things. They're for players to get to know each other, and even Premier League players have told me this as well. So, I'm sure some others do take it very seriously in terms of results. For me, the result was a good one. 1-1 draw against a top La Liga side is nothing to sniff at. But for me, it was more of the makeup of the team. We saw another workman-like performance, which I think we're going to see a lot of this season. But there is that missing sprinkling of stardust that we do need in this squad. And someone left a really good comment in my comment section a couple of days ago about there isn't like a standout best player at the football club. And I was thinking, is there or isn't there? And there really isn't. It's a solid squad. Like Daniel Farke said today, we're set in central defense, set in central midfield, but there isn't one player where you go, that's the best player. Hate to say his name again, but Igor Pashao, he would have been the best player. And we don't have that, but we've got a collection of good players, collection of workman-like, hard-working players. But you can see there's going to be areas where we're going to need that bit of quality in order to make a breakthrough in certain games. And when you look at this lineup, obviously this lineup is not what we're going to see come Everton. Can't even be close, right? But there are depth issues. Now, in the earlier video, I put out a poll saying, are we good now? Do we need 1 to 2 signings, 3 to 4, or 5 plus? Now, in a perfect world, it would be 5 plus, but that would be on the basis that you could move some of these players out. Some of these players that are just, they shouldn't be here because they won't be that helpful. And I'm, the only one that we've got a link to leaving is Joe Gelhardt, who's currently linked with Rangers, our sister club. But there's not a lot of noise going on for the Bamfords, for the Josephs right now, and other players like that. Melier, we need to move some of these players out in order to get some more players in, because that's a lot of money we're talking about on the books just sitting there. Greenwood, he needs to go. So there's a lot of work to do, and we're not really moving at a rapid pace. But obviously, things can change in football all the time. By the end of next Friday, we could be talking Greenwood's gone, Gerhardt's gone, Bamford's got to move. We're talking, hopefully that is the best case scenario there. But there is work to do, and Daniel Farke said that himself. And just going by some of his comments after the game, it was a good shift against a good side. We wanted to have that feeling of being back here at Ellen Road. Important for the new signings as well. This is the quality we will face very often. We showed we're capable today, and we mixed the teams. Lucas Perry is building his fitness after a little bit of an injury issue. As we know that he was injured when he was at Lyon. So, but he did say that hopefully he's back for the Everton game. So as we sit here today, we're not even guaranteed that Lucas Perry will start that game against Everton. It could be Darlow or Melier if he's still here. He also went on to say about we lost our standout player from the second half of last season in Solomon. It is clear we need additions in attack. Daniel James, Jack Harrison had little issues making them unavailable. And just before I go on to that, the last part of this is one of the worst things for me, in that we are relying on Jack Harrison's fitness in order for him to be available. I'm still holding on to the hope that he will be leaving by the end of this window, as long as we get in another winger, because we can't be relying on Jack Harrison. That can't happen in the position we're in. It just can't. So I'm still holding on to that hope, people. Once we get in another winger or attacking midfielder like a Bilal El Khanous, that he will then be sanctioned to leave the football club. What else did he say? Dan James, just with his problems, and this has been ongoing for a couple of years now with Dan James in terms of just injuries here and there, but he didn't want to risk him today, but hopefully he's back back soon. This is the one though, in terms of Jayden Bogle. Bogle had a problem with his hip flexor, a bit concerned, unsure if he'll be available for Milan. Have to stay aware in the fullback positions. We need quality there. He was outstanding last season. He's had a good preseason so far, but he will miss more training. And this is something I've brought up over and over again in terms of not neglecting the fullback positions. And Daniel Farke saying this, even, echoes it even louder. But there was even a time in the game today where Goodmanson went down after colliding with Melier. and the way his knee was and the way he was wincing, you thought, oh my God. I've often gone with the example of what if Goodmanson is out for 3 to 4 games and Sam Byram is the only one that can play left back here, unless we're going to do the Pascal Strauch experiment again. What then? And that's why it is vitally important that we shore up those positions that are not expensive to do. By the way, we've been linked with Maitland Niles, we've been linked with James Justin. I would like a left-footed left back on that side, please. I want the continuity to be there. Where's Alex Moreno? Get him in. You know, and that's where I feel like we need to move out some players in order to bring some in as well, just wages and everything else like that. But that's why the fullback, like Danny Farke says, they have to be looking at this. We cannot be Bogle, Goodmanson, and Byram. That just cannot happen at the football club. That depth is no good. So hopefully the club are looking at this. And Daniel Farke today, and we'll go on into the next bit actually. Just talking about Perry there, but here's the other bit. Neither of them, Bamford or Joseph, are in my plans right now. Cannot predict a move before the window closes. Not too much about numbers, but many strikers do not help you because you only play with one. It's clear in all offensive roles we need reinforcements. And I love that from Daniel Farke because he's doing essentially what David Moyes did the other day, where David Moyes says, we're not ready for the Premier League. We need quality signings, in different places. Daniel Farke is sending a message there to the board to say, hey, get me some bodies in. Like he said as well in this post-match interview, I would have loved them on the first day to get them all integrated and gelled. I'd like them by Everton, if possible. He is putting it out there in all fairness to him. And unlike Jesse Marsh, who ran it back, we all remember Jesse Marsh. Yeah, we need another left back. Obviously had a word in his ear next press conference. Actually, we don't need a left back. Pascal can play there. Danny Farke has been very consistent with that. And listen, Danny Farke is going to need the quality people. He needs it. You know, I, doesn't matter what you think of Danny Farke as a coach. He needs a complete toolbox, or at least an almost full one, in order to try and survive in the Premier League, because he's going to need the quality and help. Now we've got the workman, we've got the numbers in there, the steel in midfield, the steel in central defense, but we lie in certain areas and places in terms of quality fullbacks that advance 8, because I don't think we're playing with a 10 this season, people. I don't see it. I think we're going to play with an advanced 8, a hybrid 8, who will roam into the 10 when necessary, but will come back. And we were also missing that attacker. Now, whether it's a left winger, right winger, a Bilal El Khanous centrally, the club need to get a move on with this to help Daniel as well. Daniel says he wants them in training so they can get training sessions together with the players, and it makes sense. So on the 2nd of August, as we sit here today, there is a bit of work to do. So what I want to see is like this. Wolves agree a deal for international left back David Muller-Wolf. Here we go. That was the 31st of July. He is signed today, people. He's there, August 2nd. Quick time. I know a few of you were talking about Broja. I'm hoping you were thinking more about how Burnley have got their striker, because quite frankly, Broja does nothing for me. This is not that Southampton version of Broja that was hot for like half a season. He has not done a hell of a whole lot since then. But, we need to get our own quality striker in, a quality one. So hopefully the club can get a move on with that. We keep saying this every week. Hopefully it will be in the next week. But yeah, the club do need to get a move on and just helping Daniel out with the quality aspect of the squad. So yeah, people, let me know your thoughts in the comments. How many signings do you think we need? And I need to say this quality, because I think depth-wise, I think we're absolutely fine. Peru scored another goal today, which is good to see. But depth-wise, I think we're good with terms of numbers. I'm talking about the quality additions, because if we sign, say, 2 average Joes, if I still think we need 3 to 4, we'll still need 3 to 4 if we sign 2 average Joes, in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you to Parrot House, Mr. P, for the super thanks on the last video. Big up to all members of the channel. Thank you for that support. It goes a long way. Like the video. It's free to do. Helps out the channel immensely. And I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out. Oh, and it's SummerSlam weekend. Let's go.